Guitar solos are the moment a song steps out of its own skin and shows you its soul. They're flashes of personality, sometimes wild and unhinged, sometimes lyrical and mournful, sometimes precise enough to feel surgical. A great solo doesn't just fill space, it changes the temperature of the track, bending emotion, tension, and momentum with every bend, slide, and burst of speed. It's where technique meets instinct, where storytelling happens without a single word, and where a guitarist proves not just what they can play, but who they are. In metal especially, solos become miniature battles, declarations of identity, skill, and attitude, the kind of moments that stay burned into memory long after the final note fades. Every metal fan knows the truth. A great solo isn't just a burst of notes, it's a declaration of power. And when the metal mistress calls for a ranking, the battlefield must be fair, fierce, and forged in pure riff-born justice. With every ranking, there must be a few rules. First, no instrumentals, Eruption, and half of Malmsteen's discography will have to wait for their own rankings. Second, only one solo per shredder. So with that, let us begin. Number 5. Eddie Van Halen, Beat It. The guitar solo in Beat It stands as one of the most electrifying collisions of rock and pop ever recorded. Played by Eddie Van Halen as a spontaneous, good-faith cameo, it wasn't just a guest spot, it was a sonic detonation that redefined what a pop song could dare to contain. In just over 30 seconds, Van Halen unleashed a whirlwind of tapped runs, screaming harmonics, and lightning-fast phrasing that sliced straight through the track's tight, dance-driven groove. What makes the solo so enduring isn't just the technique, though, it's the personality. Every bend feels mischievous, every flurry of notes feels like a dare, and the whole passage injects a rebellious, almost chaotic energy that transforms the song's narrative from tension to full-blown confrontation. The Beat It solo didn't just elevate the track, it became a cultural moment, proving that a pop masterpiece could carry the firepower of a rock anthem without losing its identity. It is a must-learn for any aspiring shredder. Number 4. Vivian Campbell, Rainbow in the Dark. The guitar solo in Rainbow is a masterclass in how melody and fire can coexist without ever stepping on each other's toes. Vivian Campbell doesn't just shred, he sings through the guitar, matching Ronnie James Dio's soaring vocal drama with a lead break that feels like a second chorus. What makes the solo so powerful is its sense of lift. Campbell launches into bright, ascending phrases that cut through the song's brooding synths, like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. His bends are vocal, his runs are fluid, and every note feels chosen for emotional impact rather than flash alone. Yet the technical flair is unmistakable. Quick bursts of speed, tight vibrato, and a climactic flurry that lands with absolute authority. The solo doesn't just elevate the song, it crystallizes its theme. In a track about fighting through darkness, Campbell's lead becomes the moment of triumph, the spark of hope, the sound of someone refusing to be swallowed by the shadows. It is often overlooked, a fact that cannot dull its brilliance. Number 3. Randy Rhoads, Crazy Train. This guitar solo is Randy Rhoads at his most electrifying, a perfect fusion of classical precision, metal aggression, and melodic clarity. What makes this solo so enduring is its sense of architecture. Rhoads doesn't just rip through scales, he builds something. The opening phrases are bright and lyrical, almost playful, before he launches into rapid-fire runs that showcase his razor-sharp technique. His neoclassical influences shine through in the tight, symmetrical patterns, yet the solo never feels academic. It's bursting with personality, swagger, and a kind of joyful intensity that lifts the entire song. By the time he hits the final ascending flourish, it feels like the musical equivalent of a rocket breaking through cloud cover. The Crazy Train solo didn't just cement Rhoads as a guitar hero, it set a new standard for what a metal solo could be: technical, memorable, and emotionally charged all at once. It may be the most memorable solo on this list. Number 2. Yngwie Malmsteen, On the Run Again. This is Malmsteen at his most dramatic, a whirlwind of neoclassical firepower delivered with the urgency of someone sprinting through a collapsing world. What makes this solo so gripping is the way it erupts out of the song's tension, turning heartbreak and desperation into pure melodic fury. Malmsteen weaves together rapid-fire arpeggios, sweeping runs, and wide, expressive bends that feel almost operatic in their intensity. Yet beneath the technical spectacle lies a strong emotional core. Every phrase pushes forward, restless and searching, mirroring the song's theme of escape and inner turmoil. The solo doesn't just showcase Malmsteen's virtuosity, it becomes the emotional climax of the track, the moment where technique and storytelling collide in a burst of blazing, unmistakable identity. Number 1. Jake E. Lee, Bark at the Moon. Claiming the top spot is a solo that doesn't just shred, it erupts, claws, and howls its way into metal immortality. Jake E. Lee's lead break in Bark at the Moon is the perfect storm of precision, attitude, and unrestrained ferocity. From the moment it launches, the solo feels like a creature breaking loose, rapid-fire runs that slice through the mix, wide bends that scream with defiance, and a rhythmic bite that mirrors the song's wild, predatory energy. What makes it truly worthy of number 1 is how every phrase feels alive, tense, muscular, and bursting with momentum. Lee balances technical mastery with raw instinct, crafting a solo that's as memorable as it is dangerous. It's the kind of lead that doesn't just elevate a song, it defines it. In a countdown built on power, personality, and pure metal spirit, Bark at the Moon stands alone at the summit. And there you have it. 5 solos that didn't just scorch their way into metal history, but carved out a legacy of attitude, innovation, and pure six-string sorcery. From melodic triumphs to neoclassical firestorms, each one earned its place by proving that a great solo is more than technique alone. It's a moment where emotion, identity, and raw power collide. But standing above them all is the feral brilliance of Bark at the Moon, a reminder that when the right guitarist meets the right song, the result is nothing short of mythic. In the end, this list isn't just a ranking, it's a celebration of the players who turned electricity into art and made the guitar the most dangerous instrument on the planet. Until the next countdown, keep the volume high and the solos blazing. Dare to disagree? Put your list in the comments.